We continued, we just did the same thing as Project 3. We made another game, and for this one, again, like Fernando's group, we are going to use Unity again, just because it's free for us. So our game idea is Stairway to Heaven, but as I like to call it, inclined to positive religious outcome, but that's what so the basics of the game is that, you're a guy and you're suffering the eternity, the eternal fire pits of hell, and you have been chosen for redemption. So we don't have that animated yet, but the path to eternal salvation is the Stairway to Heaven. One little problem is that the demons of hell are trying to push you off and knock you off back into hell. Game features, it is a third-person control. It features, since this is a mobile app, it's going to feature two virtual joysticks. Left joystick is for movement, like forward to backwards or side. Right is for camera panning, so you could see where you're going. And also, when you tap once on the right joystick, you will do an attack, which is animated. Another feature is that it has enemies, and you'll see that they're just skulls on fire. They spawn in to just try to knock you off, and really good sound effects. I think you'll like it. One of the benefits of using Unity3D as opposed to another development kit, game development kit like Unreal, is that it's free for educational purposes. Unreal is also, but if you want to actually go commercial and try to sell your game, for UDK you have to pay a $100 commercial license fee. And one interesting thing is that after you make $50,000 off your game, you're gonna have to pay Unreal 25% of those profits afterwards. So potentially they could be siphoning a lot of money out of you. For Unity, it could be a little cheaper, depends on how popular your game is. If you want to go for the basic version, it's free, which we use. For Unity Pro, it's $100. To do basic iOS games or Android games, it's $400. And of course, the Unity development kit itself can export to, say, Flash players or Xbox 360 or Space or Wii versions. Yep. There's also a really cool feature towards mobile games that will demo there.
You can export Unity to Flash?
Yep. Or it's a web player.
Does that include updates too?
No.
Do you have to pay for it, do you know?
Like
the flat fee, the Unity's like $1,500.
Oh, Unity, yeah, it's just a flat fee.
But then you get updates and stuff.
Basically, you register, you say, I want to buy this, and so it ties it into your license or whatever. And so from that on, you look at your computer, and if you have, if it says, oh, you have the license for Pro, then you can download updates. Okay, so that's good enough?
That's good. Unity, the development engine is based off of OpenGL, as opposed to Unreal, which is of course based on some Unreal engine. The learning curve was a little steep for Unity. Yeah. There we go. So cool.
You move with this joystick, look around with this one. Right now he attacks when you let go of the joystick, but that's because of this touchpad on this tablet. It's really weird. Fires of hell, you can see them down there, burning, you don't want to go down there.
They're like fire particles too.
And there you go, flaming demon skulls. Oh god, no! Yeah, so I died. But that's basically how the game is played. You make your way up. There's a gate at the end. This is actually supposed to say something, but one thing I found out, text never works on mobile devices for whatever reason. When I test it on the computer, the text is nice, it looks pretty, but then as soon as I export it, it goes away. One cool thing, well, when you're testing Unity for a mobile device, basically you have to start off from scratch using the mobile assets. If I go here, and it's on the screen. I can shift this over here. Standard assets and standardized mobile, it comes with Unity. So if you're developing, if you know you're going to publish on the iPhone or the Android, you should definitely use the things in mobile to start off. So for example, we went ahead and used the control settings, camera relative, and that sets up the joysticks and all your customized movement and anything you want to do with the player. Unfortunately then, when you decide to test when developing for a mobile device, if you try out the level, is maximized.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So here we're testing it, but I can't move. So this is kind of one of the drawbacks. You can't test just using the computer if you're developing for mobile. You actually have to go ahead and use either an Android device or the iPhone. Basically, you can download an app for either one. It's basically called Unity Remote, was it? Unity Remote. And you plug it in, and then it allows you to test. Several times before it finally gets it the first time. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I can move on the computer to test, and on the tablet you can see it's like really ghetto, laggy version of it, but this allows you to test on how it would work using input. Same thing basically is available on iPhone.
No, I mean, my part in this game was just putting in the controls and the character animations. I mean, for example, to get, well, for the basics of Unity, it's really hard to find a 3D model out there for free that also comes with animations. And how Unity works is that you have this really nice drag and drop interface, and you see what you get. But to actually do things, you're going to have to employ scripts. And this player character has a collision box, which is a capsule. But this guy has its own mesh. He has let's see, like hands, and all right, but there are scripts.
I mean, everything is guided by scripts, essentially. So you can put as many objects as you want in the world. They won't do anything until you write JavaScript that they attach to each object and then govern, basically, how they react to other objects or what they do in and of themselves.
Yep.
I know a lot of GDKs use C++. Is there an option to use C++? Or
There's an option to use C#.
C#?
As well as JavaScript. We use JavaScript.
The same Unity code runs in the iPhone and on the Android?
Yeah, it should, although I think there's also some specific iPhone-related functions.
So,
Build
settings.
settings, yeah.
Yep. So right here, you got options to build for either PC, web player, Xbox 360, or PS3, or iOS.
Yeah, you need the proper license and stuff.
Yep.